There's something you need to hear, and you need to feel it fully, not just understand it intellectually. Because right now, without realizing it, a woman in your life may be sending you signals so subtle and so quietly powerful that you're walking right past them. She's offering something deeper than words, and you don't even know what she's trying to give you. Pause for a moment and truly listen. If you've ever questioned whether a woman wants to open herself to you emotionally, mentally, and at a soul-deep level, this is where that confusion finally ends. Women rarely confess attraction directly. Instead, they allow it to leak through small cracks in their emotional armor. Through patterns, reactions, and instinctive shifts they don't fully control. These signs are never loud. They don't announce themselves. They whisper. And unless you know how to read them, you'll miss the most meaningful signals she gives when she's slowly opening herself to a man she trusts. When a woman begins to feel drawn to you in a deeper way, her guard doesn't collapse all at once. It softens. It bends. It flickers. You'll notice it in how she listens to you with a level of presence she doesn't give to others. Her eyes linger just a second longer, not with hunger, but with emotional curiosity. She begins valuing your opinions more than she expected. She brings you into conversations she doesn't share with just anyone. Without realizing it, she starts mirroring your tone, your humor, your pace. This isn't coincidence. It's emotional alignment forming beneath her awareness. As she grows more comfortable, she offers you a gentler version of herself. Her voice softens around you. Her expressions relax. She unconsciously opens her body language, tucking her hair back, leaning slightly closer, breathing more slowly and deeply. These shifts aren't strategic. They're instinctive. They happen because something in your presence makes her feel safe enough to soften. One of the clearest signs appears in how attentive she becomes to your emotional state. She notices when your mood changes. She remembers small details you mentioned once and brings them up later. She checks in without calling it checking in. This kind of emotional investment only happens when a woman senses a man who feels grounded, emotionally present, and trustworthy. Vulnerability also begins to surface in small, unplanned moments. She shares a fear, admits a mistake, or reveals a dream she rarely speaks about. This isn't accidental. Vulnerability is her way of opening the door slightly, watching to see whether you step closer with care or walk past without noticing. Often, the strongest sign appears when she tries to hide her feelings. Her mind tells her to stay composed, but her behavior betrays her. She becomes unusually aware of your presence, tracking your energy, noticing when you enter a room or when your attention shifts away. Even if she pretends not to care, her body language reveals the truth. You may also notice subtle changes when your attention moves to someone else. She won't express jealousy openly. Instead, her energy dips slightly. Her voice grows quieter. She withdraws for a moment, not to punish you, but because something inside her tightens at the idea of losing your focus. This reaction doesn't come from insecurity. It comes from emotional investment forming faster than she anticipated. She may begin seeking your approval in quiet, revealing ways. She adjusts her appearance when she knows she'll see you. She watches your reactions more closely, hoping to catch even a small sign that you appreciate her. This isn't vanity. It's connection. When a woman respects and feels drawn to a man, she becomes intentional with how she presents herself to him. As trust deepens, she allows you into the private corners of her mind. She shares personal stories, buried worries, and thoughts she doesn't usually voice. Emotional access like this is never accidental. It's a quiet offering, an invitation into her inner world. You'll also notice she becomes more comfortable showing different sides of her personality. Some days she's soft and warm, other days playful, teasing, or slightly chaotic. This emotional range isn't inconsistency. It's intimacy. She wants to be fully seen. She'll find reasons to be near you, choosing seats closer to yours, standing beside you when she doesn't need to, leaning in even when the room is quiet. Proximity is psychological. Women move closer to the men they feel safe with and drawn to. Her laughter around you becomes freer and more unguarded. She allows herself to enjoy your presence without restraint, and that relaxed joy is one of the clearest signs her guard is down. You may notice her asking deeper questions about your values, your boundaries, and your goals. This isn't interrogation. It's curiosity. She's imagining what closeness with you might feel like and measuring emotional compatibility. She also begins allowing your influence, not control, but influence. She considers your advice, remembers your suggestions, and sometimes acts on things you mentioned once. A woman only allows this level of influence from a man she respects and quietly hopes will matter in her life. As her emotions deepen, she starts sharing her daily life with you in small, consistent ways. Little updates, minor frustrations, small victories. Not because she has to, but because she wants to feel connected. She's weaving you into her world thread by thread. She becomes sensitive to your emotional tone, noticing when something feels off and checking in from genuine care. She remembers the smallest details about you, storing them because you've become emotionally important to her. She supports you quietly, encouraging you when you doubt yourself, validating your perspective, standing beside you emotionally without making it about herself. She lets you see her softer weaknesses, admitting when she's overwhelmed or insecure. This vulnerability isn't a mistake. It's an offering. A woman only exposes these parts when she hopes a man can handle the weight of her heart. Eventually, her desire shifts from curiosity into instinct. You'll feel it in how emotionally synchronized she becomes with you. She adapts to your rhythm, your emotional pace, your way of thinking. This isn't imitation. It's resonance. She becomes more patient with you than with others, more intentional with her presence, more protective of the connection. She keeps certain moments between you private, guarding the bond forming beneath the surface. At the deepest level, she begins imagining you as a constant in her life. Not as a guest, but as someone woven into her future. She pictures your presence in ordinary moments, your stability when life gets heavy. She shares her fears about love, watching closely how you respond, because she needs to know her heart will be handled with care. When a woman reaches this point, she matches your effort without being asked. She initiates, supports, and protects the connection because it matters to her. This is the unspoken moment where she chooses you. When you recognize these signs, don't rush or pressure. Respond with presence, maturity, and emotional steadiness. She isn't searching for perfection. She's looking for a man who is self-aware, respectful, and emotionally grounded. If something shifted inside you while reading this, it's because you're beginning to understand what women rarely say out loud. Take a breath. Stand taller. Move forward with clarity.